my name is Maggie Cassidy, and I am your student's beginning theater teacher. Um, I'll start off with a little bit about myself. So I have been teaching, you can find this information on Canvas if you'd like, but I have been teaching high school theater for 26 years. And I spent 19 of those years at Carmel High School, and the first 7 were at Bishop Chatard High School, which is also my alma mater. I went to Ball State University and got a degree in theater and speech education and theater. I double majored so I could get the best of both worlds. And then when I was working at Chatard, I went and got my master's degree in theater education from New York University. And learning from those professors and living in the city was one of the better experiences of my life. It's pretty awesome. I hope to bring all that knowledge I gained through my education and experience to your students, and hope that they have a really wonderful year in theater this year. So most of this information you can all find on my Canvas page. Hopefully you've signed up to be an observer on your students' Canvas page so you can access this information. We'll start with my syllabus. So the syllabus, I handed it out to the students at the beginning of the school year, and you can find it here too. But basically it kind of goes over the classroom guidelines, which are typical for most other teachers. We do talk a lot about respect of our classmates, because we do a lot of performing in this class. We do a lot of getting up in front of one another, and I try to really reiterate the fact that we have to be respectful to our peers and respectful to the performers, because it's really hard to do. It's hard to get up in front of people and perform. So, and that's something we've been working on. If you look at the course topics, a lot of what we've been working on so far these last few weeks are ensemble building activities, and the whole goal of that is to get them to get to know one another and to work with one another and starting to feel comfortable around one another. So when we get to some of our bigger performances as we go along, they feel more confident. So that's what we've been working on for now. And I do ask, of course, like everybody else, this should be a no phone zone, so that what I ask the students to do is either keep it in their backpack or put it away. I also have a little charging station back there. So as a bonus for keeping your phone away, you could charge it so it's got enough charge when you go home on the bus or wherever you have to go after school's over. So some of the other course topics we're going to delve into throughout the school year. This is beginning theater, so we're going to kind of just make sure we get a little bit of everything. We've touched on some theater vocab already. We haven't gotten to the history aspect yet. We will as we go through this first quarter. We will focus on movement and voice, improvisation, play analysis, and puppetry. That'll be our ACE at the end of first semester. Second semester, we'll get into auditioning and monologues, a one-act play production, which I'll talk about in a second, and then we'll finish off the year. Every Monday, I do a musical theater Monday and introduce them to, or reintroduce them sometimes, to a musical. And then on Thursdays, every Thursday that I have your kid in class, we will talk about a play. So I call it Theater Thursday, Musical Theater Monday. And just a quick introduction to all the plays and musicals that are out there in the world. And then at the end of the semester, the whole year, their final ACE project will be to do something with either a play or a musical, where they either do a program poster or they do some kind of performance with it. So that's a pretty fun project. Gets them, they get to learn about lots of different shows that are out there, and then they do a project with it at the end, which is a lot of fun. So let me go back to the one-act play production that I was talking about. So second semester, we've learned all these skills first semester, and second semester we get to finally put these skills to work in a performance. So what I will do is in February, I will announce the play that we're going to do. We'll all read the play together in class. We will audition for the play. I will cast the play, and then throughout the end of February, March, and April, we will rehearse the play in class. This is nothing there. Well, there will be 2, but mostly there's no kind of rehearsals or any extra things outside of class. It'll all be during class. Every single kid gets a role. Now, there have been kids who would like to be like a student director or something like that, which is an option, especially if there is some major sport or other activity that might prevent them from doing the final performance. So we rehearse all that time in class, and then there are 2 after-school rehearsals or performance rehearsal that they will have to attend. So it's in the calendar, which is also here. This calendar is all of the events that we do throughout the whole year in theater. So not all of these dates apply to your kids, though they will have to go see some of the plays, which I'll talk about in a second. But let's see, we have I believe it's 8, yes, there it is. Okay, so on April 27th. On April 27th, we will have a dress rehearsal right after school that's scheduled from 4:15 to 6:30. So they will do a dress rehearsal of their play with lights and sound and costume and all that. And then the next day, April 28th, is the actual performance. It'll be you can invite friends, family, whoever would like to come. All is welcome. It's a free performance. It's really just an opportunity for them to have an audience for the play that they've been working on for such a long time. We ask that they come. This is blocked off from 5:30 to 9:30 because we need to block it off for the space. But I ask that the students come at 6 o'clock, and we get prepped. The show starts at 7. We perform. We watch the other class play because Mr. Steckbeck, my colleague, he also teaches beginning theater, and then then they're allowed to go at the end of the evening. So those are two important dates that I'd like you to know about, so that you know. Those will be 2 days after school that I'm telling you now, so hopefully in April I will definitely remind you. I'll send out an email talking about the project and reminding you, but that they will need to be here after school those 2 days. So a few other important dates, and this is also on the syllabus. If you look at the back of the syllabus, you can see what these performance attendance requirement. So we do ask that all of the students attend 3 plays. We ask that they attend our student-directed one-acts in September, our fall play, Dracula, in October, and then our winter production, Treasure Island, in February. So one of the reasons we ask them to attend these shows is they're part of theater this year, and we really like that they can come out and support theater and see the theater that we are producing. I also think it's really, really wonderful it's a great skill for being a director, being somebody who is like analyzing plays, and then of course for being an actor, to watch plays and see what other people are doing. They also have to write a critique on it, so there is a 25-point assignment that goes along with each of those. So they'll have to go to the show and watch it, and then they'll have to write a critique about it. There's a specified rubric that they'll need to follow. And I do ask that they put some examples in there, and I do ask that they show proof that they were and in fact attend one of the performances. Now, it does cost $10 to attend one of our plays. However, we offer discounted tickets to all students, so they can get a $5 ticket, or if we still, they don't have that extra money to buy a ticket, we offer a few dress rehearsals that the students can attend for free. And I'll make sure I announce those a few weeks, before any of those performances, so they can make arrangements. Now, I think I have at least one student this year, but I've had them in the past, who is in band, and at least a couple of those dates are almost impossible for them to attend because of their rigorous band schedule. So I will talk with her, and we will figure out an alternate assignment. Usually it's like, as long as it's done throughout that first semester, do you have time to go see the musical at one of the middle schools? Or, there's a lot of youth theater around here. Can you go see a play that may be putting on? Maybe your family gets tickets yearly to Broadway Across America, and you were going to go see one of those shows. So there's as long as you can see some kind of performance and then be able to write a critique about it, that's really what I'm looking for, because I really think it will help. I have the calendar up still because it shows, I wrote it on the syllabus as well, right in here, but it's also on the calendar. So here is the date for the one acts, the date for Dracula, and the date for Treasure Island, so that you can kind of have those on your radar as one of those times the students do need to attend that production. Okay, also in the syllabus, I talked about the one act performance. So yeah, those are just some of the things I really like to relay. For some reason, the students, every single year, I have a group of students that really struggle with making sure they go to see one of the plays, and or then actually turning around and writing the critique on the play. The critique is not anything they have to research, or like some have really amazing thoughts on. It's really just, this is your reflection. You went to go see it. What did you think of the acting? What did you think of how they use their body, how they use their voice? What did you think about the production overall with the set and the costumes and all that kind of stuff? And would you recommend somebody go see this show? So so maybe you could nudge them a little bit to make sure that they go and that they write the paper afterwards. Going back to, so we've got the calendar, the syllabus. There is a behind the scenes club. It's a group of parents who help us throughout the school year with all of our productions and everything. They sell concessions and things like that First of all, I'm sure they would love a few new members. It's not a huge commitment, but they would love some help. But monthly, they will send out a newsletter. So this newsletter that's linked right now on my Canvas page was the August newsletter that reflects on some of the things that we did over the summer and is talking about some upcoming events and how you can get involved with Behind the Scenes Club. So if you'd like to get involved with Behind the Scenes Club, attend their monthly meetings and help us out, we would love it. It would be wonderful. We always are looking for volunteers. I think that bell is my cue that I've got to go, and probably the cue that this has been long enough. So really, all of that information you can find here on the Canvas page, and I am always happy to talk with you. The best way is through email. My email is mcassidy@ccs.k12.in.us, and I should respond within 24 hours if you have any questions or concerns. So we're going to have a really wonderful year, and I'm pretty excited to work with your students. Thank you so much.